Pikachu?
Greetings, VAMers. How are you all doing? Well, we're just back from Detective Pikachu and... yeah, it's worth it. I had so much fun watching this movie and even had the heartstrings tugged a little bit. I kind of felt like they cheated, but you'll see what I mean if you see the movie, and I do recommend it. But first, story. Set in the Pokemon universe, was the planet ever named? We follow the story of Tim Goodman, portrayed by Justice Smith, a 21-year-old insurance salesman who had given up Pokemon training due to, well, quite a few tragic reasons. One of his friends tries to help him out of his funk by trying to teach him how to catch a Pokemon, and the Pokemon was aptly Cubone. This leads to a fairly dark yet brilliant joke. Oh, you'll feel bad for watching, but you'll feel even worse for laughing. On his way back to his job, after failing to catch the Cubone, he gets a call from the Rhyme police station, informing him that his father Harry was killed in a car accident. Yeah, this movie's really not holding back any punches. PG rating earned. Tim then travels to Rhyme City, a metropolis that outlaws Pokemon fighting completely. The city was created by Howard Clifford, performed by Bill Nighy, a man who believes that a human and Pokemon's bond is stronger than anything known to mankind. When Tim arrives, he goes to the police station and meets up with Detective Hideo Yoshida, portrayed by Ken Watanabe. Yoshi then tells him what a great man his father was and gives him the key to his old apartment. When he arrives there, he meets Lucy Stevens, portrayed by Katherine Newton, a junior reporter who is accompanied by a Psyduck. She tells Tim that she's been on the trail of a hot story for a while now and it involves his father. Obviously, he wants nothing to do with anything, just to get stuff out from the apartment. When Tim arrives, guess who he meets up with? That's right, Detective Pikachu, performed by Ryan Reynolds. A Pikachu that he can understand. However, to everyone else, Detective Pikachu still sounds like this.
Pikachu!
いや似てないと本人ですからね可愛いですねっておめえお願いいたします
Pika Pika!
いやこれや
While Detective Pikachu and Tim are trying to figure out why they're able to understand each other, there is a, well, straight-up attack from a bunch of Apoms that appear to have gone loony. But then after a short while, they go back to normal. Detective Pikachu convinces Tim to stick around and help him solve this mystery, because he believes that his father Harry isn't dead. And that's not just because he was Harry's ex-Pokemon partner. Yeah. Surprisingly complicated. I was expecting a bit more of a fun mystery, but this is something that you'd almost expect from a Batman movie. Yet not complicated to the point where you don't understand what's going on. It's still easy to follow, it's very easy to get into it, and every character is just so charming and likable. Justice Smith especially sells it. This kid's got some serious acting skills. There wasn't one line, one moment where he did not convince me. I felt his pain, I felt his joy, I felt his confusion, I felt his fear, I felt his inspiration. Props to you, young Justice. I just realized what I said. Seriously though, Justice Smith, you did very well. Ryan Reynolds is every bit as hilarious as you'd expect him to be as Detective Pikachu. Though like everyone else, I was really hoping for Danny DeVito. That said, it not only makes sense that Ryan was Pikachu, it was kind of necessary that someone like Ryan Reynolds was Pikachu, for the story's sake, and I won't dare tell you why because that would be a massive spoiler. And you know me, I try not to spoil movies. Well, spoil good movies. Bill Nighy is one of those men who can just do no wrong at all. Not only can he command such a strong presence, but he always gives it his all, no matter what he's in. And I so very much appreciate that. Because, let's be honest, he didn't need to give it his all. I guess the only one who really lacked, as far as I could tell, was Lucy Stevens. She's not a bad actress by any means, and she does a fine job. Okay, when she's acting with other people, she was fine. When she was acting with the other Pokemon, however, that's where it was awkward. Not to the point where I lost my suspension of disbelief, but enough to realize that she was struggling to make it believable for herself. But I don't think that's her fault. When the characters aren't there, or are just balls on a string or something that you have to look at, yeah, it takes a lot more effort than one's usually used to. I know I'd probably suck with that. But really, that's a nitpick, and you can tell that she was still enjoying herself, that she was still putting in effort, and still very likable. The film does have one problem though. Not enough to really break the overall movie, but enough that it does dampen the experience just a little. I can sum it up in one word: pacing. This is going to sound strange, but this movie needed at least another 10 minutes. Though there's nothing you don't understand, the mystery is actually very good mystery. It just kind of rushes from point A to point B to point C to point E, just glancing over D a little bit. When you see the movie, you'll understand what I mean, but I wanted to see more of Pikachu and Justice Smith together. I wanted to see more of the Pokemon world. I wanted more time for things to sink in. For example, this isn't really a spoiler because this is actually how the movie opens. There are scientists doing research on an imprisoned Mewtwo. Then Mewtwo manages to escape and all hell breaks loose. Overall it is well done, but I don't think it even went for a minute. And it plays a huge part in the movie later on. They could have made that scene a little bit longer, extended the action, while adding a few more twists and turns. Literally and figuratively. That's really it. Actually, that's really the only bad thing I have to say about Detective Pikachu, because everything else is great, and there's a lot of great stuff. The music is brilliant, and it has so many homages to the original Pokemon soundtrack. And they're not subtle about it either. In fact, the movie's whole score is phenomenal. Why is it that anything Pokemon related has music that is so much better than it has any right to be? Even in the anime series, not only was the music great, but it was friggin' orchestrated by a friggin' chamber orchestra at least, and I think at times they used a whole symphony. And here, they get composer Henry Jackman, the man who scored films such as Monsters vs. Aliens, Winnie the Pooh, X-Men First Class, Big Hero 6, and Captain America the Winter Soldier, just to name a few. And another great thing? The Pokemon. Oh, wow. They look amazing. They somehow look better in the movie than they did in the trailer. Remember in my Sonic and Detective Pikachu trailer comparison how I said that I wasn't quite sold on Charizard? When I actually saw the movie, my mind was changed completely. They look as good as they're going to get from something that wasn't meant to be live action to begin with. All the artists deserve friggin' Oscars for their work in this film. Director Rob Letterman definitely had the right vision for this film. Because somehow, even if they don't look entirely real, they feel real. The Muppet effect, if you will. And damn it, it just makes you want to live in that world. Granted, there are Pokemon that pretty much classify as gods, but you know, if you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. Final verdict? 8 VAM mics out of 10. The only thing against it really is its pacing. It's just too quick. But if that's really the only problem, then I should not dare complain. Because overall, really when you think about it, just say the title, Detective Pikachu. It is so much better than it has any right to be. I can say, easily, that this is the best video game to movie adaptation ever done. Also, watch the movie very closely because there are some very subtle homages in there as well that you should really look out for. But what do you think, Vammers? Have you seen the movie yet? If so, tell us your thoughts about the film in the comments below, and remember, if you're going to do spoilers, mark appropriately. If you want to see more videos like this, remember to click that like button and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget the bell notification so that way, well, we can actually be seen on your feed. Remember to share this video among your friends as well, especially those who are considering to see Detective Pikachu. Maybe this might convince them. This is David J.G. Doyle, signing off and thanking you.